Alright, so we are back once again, and today is a video I didn't think I'd actually be making. Now usually I just do commentaries on some of the dumb stuff I do in game, but once in a while, and usually once in a while in ranked, you get players that are just, let's just say a little bit more than a little bit tilted, and they tend to go off the rails and absolutely ruin the game for every other player in the game. And what you're going to see from this guy right here, the Akatsuki, whatever it's called, he ends up basically ending or ruining the game for pretty much the entire rest of his team. And in a way, when players act like this, the game kind of gets ruined for everyone to an extent. Like, sure, the enemy team wins the game and they get the star, but do you really want to win a game where, you know, the enemy team just basically loses by default? By that logic, there's just no point playing the game anyways. You can just buy stars and climb up the ranks that way. But I suppose to the Akatsuki's defense, he gets chunked by a carrier plane for about 10-50% of his HP. But as a result, what he decides to do, instead of, adapting and, trying to actually play the game still, he decides to launch torpedoes at our Nelson and then goes and sits behind our carrier for the rest of the game like a little bitch. And so, the only outcome for this, as you can probably guess, is us losing the game. Now, based on how this game actually played out, and how our team performed, regardless of the enemy or of our allied Akatsuki, as you can see him going straight. I think he just landed a torpedo on the Nelson right now, like a little clown. I don't think we were ever destined to win this game, even with the help of the Akatsuki, but again, this just goes to show you that you should not be playing ranked. If your mental state is so fragile that getting chunked by a carrier, something you should know is about to happen pretty much every time you play ADD, is enough to make you A, launch torpedoes at the enemy team, or at your allied team, and then B, decide to remove yourself from the game and go and sit behind a carrier all game, being just about as useful as a really bad carrier player. But at the same time, you should probably be used to this at now. I should be used to this at this point, but again, it happens rare enough in World of Warships, and not really it happens very rarely in World of Warships. I see this behavior a lot more often in games with a younger demographic, but again, no online game is immune to, shall we say, temperamental players? Yeah, we'll go with that, because I could use much more colourful language, but yeah, that might get me banned. And I don't want that to happen because I still somewhat enjoy playing the game. But anyways, we do end up basically forfeiting the game at this point. It's a 7 or a 6v7, which is hard enough to play in and of itself, but when you don't have any spotting and it's a DD that you're missing, the game becomes pretty much, I don't want to say unplayable, but pretty horrific, because if the Akatsuki removes himself from the game, that's one less destroyer the enemy carrier has to actually, think about focusing, and so as a result, he's free to focus on the other DD, and in essence, you're basically removing 2 destroyers from the game for the price of 1, through one player's just sheer bullheaded and, frankly, childlike mental state. Now, usually I have full battle interface up here, and you can see the name of the player, and you can see their HP pools and all that. I don't feel like that's really necessary. Again, there could be another side of the coin to this, or another side of the coin. Yeah, that's a really weird analogy to use. He could be having a bad day, something really bad could have happened, you don't know. So it's oftentimes like this, it's one-off. It's better to give them the benefit of the doubt and, not maybe berate them any more than necessary. But if you're going into ranked games, just as a general PSA, try and stay calm. If you can't stay calm, don't play ranked games. Stick to random, and even at that point, if you're still getting mentally kind of tilted, take a break. Take a break from the game for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year. Maybe never play it again. Maybe I should take that advice. Anyways, that's about enough from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all with hopefully some more happy games in the future.